Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today's July 5th. Hope everyone had a good 4th of July out there yesterday. Today we are looking here at the infrared satellite imagery. You can see the state of California, and if you don't know what that is, that's Death Valley here. Even in the overnight hours, you can see that extreme heat does not go anywhere. It kind of hangs out here. It gets very warm during the daytime and hangs out through the nighttime hours. Even across a lot of portions of the desert, you can see the landmass remains very warm. And as we scroll back through yesterday afternoon, you can see the land being heated by the sun here as we go. Then we go through the evening hours, and of course the sun sets and we start to relax that heat. And then the sun rises this morning, and you can see already starting to heat that landmass back up there. So there's something fun to look at there on the infrared satellite imagery. This is the visible satellite imagery here, and if I go back and forth, I want to show you something interesting yesterday. If you look across here, this is that, I believe that's the Basin Fire or the Fresno Complex Fire. You can see it producing smoke here, but as we go through the overnight hours, you can actually see the hot spot there on the visible satellite imagery. So there are some fires out and about. You can see some of that smoke drifting around some of the valley areas. You can see the marine layer punching in towards the coastal regions here, including some of the Bay Area. But there is some sunshine, and I believe this is some smoke out there as well underneath that smoke to be had. But you see as you go in the interior areas, of course, it's warming up quite dramatically here as we do have a pretty substantial heat wave over the area. We're going to dive into a little bit of that here starting now. Look at the current hazards. We got red flag warnings, excessive heat warnings, excessive heat watch, and heat advisories just all over the West Coast, all the way up across the Pacific Northwest. This even includes some portions of Canada as well, but you can see California is just blanketed here. Nevada, Arizona, not escaping it, of course. It is that time of year. Very warm temperatures out here. And a heads up here as well. I've been pointing this out the last few days. This is updated last night, but we do have some strong rip currents and some powerful surf and shore break out there. And of course, a lot of people trying to get out towards the beaches to cool down. So heads up for that. And if you're not the best swimmer, you might want to only go where there are lifeguards and just use extreme caution if you're out there swimming. Looking at San Diego, check it out. The highs today for Palm Springs 121, Ontario 103. Tomorrow, something similar there as well. And Sunday, again, quite warm, dropping off maybe a couple degrees there for places like Riverside and Ontario. And if you want to beat the heat, you got to get right to the immediate coastline. And if you want a nice affordable home weather station, click on that link below to save 10% off. This thing is great. The smartphone app, it'll show you a little widget. You don't even have to open any apps. You can just see what the temperature is outside immediately at your house. And it builds this forecast for your individual location. It's got lightning detection system with it. It'll tell you if it starts raining at your house, all kinds of good stuff. Solar powered as well. Now looking at Redding, California, check out some of these temperatures as we go. Some of these highs are exceeding 20 degrees above average for this time of year. So yes, it is summer, but it is above average and very warm for many locations. And if we take a look at I want to show you the smoke here really quick as well. This goes out 48 hours, but you can see we are dealing with that smoke and some active fires out there across the region here. So if you're wondering where that smoke is coming from, we do have quite a few fires here. No giant ones just quite yet, but we we're starting to deal with that. It's that time of year here, and things are drying out quite dramatically. And this heat wave, of course, is not going to help with that aspect of things. And this is, I continue to watch the wildfire numbers here just kind of grow daily, and the acres burned here. At least we haven't had any fatalities yet or anything. We have had some structures destroyed, but yeah, that's something we're gonna have to watch closely here as we go on in through the next couple of months. Now, dangerously hot temperatures expected. Of course, the desert areas in Phoenix are no example here. You can see some temperatures are approaching 120 degrees. You can see some daily records could be falling as we go. Look at Phoenix way back in 1983 at 116. So yeah, heads up for that. And this is Las Vegas, of course, no exception there. You are in the excessive heat warning. Now, the excessive rainfall outlook exists for some portions of New Mexico, but not right now for Arizona or California. And we don't have a great monsoon outlook. It doesn't look like much monsoon moisture is going to reach California or Nevada in the short term. And we'll go over that in a little bit of detail here in a moment. But if we look at the daily 2-meter max temperatures here on the National Blended Models, I'm going to scroll through tomorrow here. You see the very warm temperatures. Sunday, again, extremely hot. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of the upcoming week. By next weekend, it does show the potential for a little bit of a cool down. If you want to call that a cool down, I mean, you're still talking 106 for Bakersfield, over 100 degrees for a lot of areas here. But we do have that potential for knocking these temperatures back down by maybe 10 degrees or so. So we're going to be watching that as we go off into the extended forecast over the upcoming days. And this is looking at the dynamic tropopause pressure here. So this kind of shows you the ridge that's bringing us our very hot weather. And if I put this into motion, this is yesterday afternoon's European model run, you can see this ridge again. It's just going to dominate things as we go through this weekend and on in through next week. No relief in sight until we get to the end of next week. And then you can see this ridge kind of gets pushed off and recentered here across some of the southwest, and maybe some potential for dropping those temperatures down across the region a little bit at least. Keep your fingers crossed for that. Now, this is looking at the 2-meter temperature anomaly. This is a 7-day running average. This is not any kind of cherry-picked values here. We are looking at very warm temperatures for an extended period of time. As we scroll on in through this weekend and into next week, you see some of the coastal areas definitely doing better. But as we go towards the end of next week, you'll see a lot of areas still above average, but much less dramatically so. So there is that to look forward to. So we'll keep watching that. And this is the risk hazardous temperatures as we go on in through mid-July here as well. Should be no surprise. The west should remain fairly warm. And now looking out about, I believe we're going to be looking at almost 2 weeks here. And I want to just kind of scroll through this really quick. We're not seeing any monsoon moisture, and not even much for Arizona during this time frame as well. Definitely not anything up into Nevada. We'll keep watching this. It can still change, but we're not looking like much precipitation at all is going to occur across the state of California over the next 2 weeks. We do have tropical depression Aletta out here. I believe that's how you pronounce it here, but this is not expected to have any kind of effect here across the desert southwest. We also have Hurricane Beryl coming across the Yucatan Peninsula out there. This could reemerge and become a very dangerous storm here for portions of Mexico and Texas also. And you can see the tropical storm wind speed probabilities here. Probably some redevelopment is going to occur once it emerges back out over the Gulf. Like a dust devil, it hits a patch of grass there and reemerges over the nice warm dust. It's going to redevelop here and become powerful yet again. Now, taking a look, you can see Beryl out here towards the Yucatan Peninsula. There's Aletta right here. If I put this into motion, you notice Aletta just kind of drifts off to the west pretty harmlessly there. So that is not going to have any impact on us across California. But you can see Beryl out here. So if you have any interest or any family out there across some portions of Mexico or Texas, you know, I'm sure they've heard about it here. But this could be really kind of an interesting weather maker here. If this thing stalls or hangs out or becomes slow moving here, of course, it can create some very extreme flooding, catastrophic flooding is the word I'm looking for here, because I don't like the way that looks here when it's slowing down as it approaches the Texas coastline there. So anyway, it's something to be watching there as far as national weather is concerned here over the next few days. Taking a look at the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook through June 14th. Again, the west above average should be no surprise. And they keep showing this bump of monsoon moisture here, but I'm not seeing it on any of the model runs that I just shared with you. So, going to throw that out, take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, anyway, again, hope you guys had a good 4th out there. We'll continue to watch things as we go off into the extended forecast. And click like and subscribe. It's free to click subscribe, and it really helps the channel out if you do so. We can get the word out to a lot more people here across the desert southwest and the state of California if you do that. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day otherwise, and we will do this all again tomorrow, and I'll talk to you guys then.